Hey everybody, it's Chris Eads, known online as Wootini, here with another Gay Gamer video podcast. Is this shirt not, like, amazing? Like, seriously? It's all sort of horrible. It's, like, wrinkled up and stuff after I washed it, and it's a little ill-fitting, but it's hilarious. The other week when we went to the movies, on our way out of the theater, there were these two kids, one of whom was wearing a t-shirt like this, and I was like, oh my god, that's amazing. And then my husband went to the bathroom, so I was like standing there, and he was standing there with his friend, and I'm like, excuse me, where did you get that t-shirt? And he told me he got it like the secondhand clothing shop, like on the east side down in the East Village, and I was like, fair enough. And he said he got it like a while ago, so I was like, oh well. But I happened to be in the area, and I was like, let me just see. And sure enough, they still had it. And it's like $10, and it's like the ugliest, most awesome Batman t-shirt I've ever seen in a long time. And it's really ill-fitting, and I can't tell, like, it's got a really, like, it's like the collar is, like, weird, it's very deep in the back, like you're wearing it backwards, and then, like, the armpits are really tight. So I'm wondering if it's, like, a ladies' Batman t-shirt, but the sleeves are kind of normal, so I don't know. I think it's just, like, a really shitty t-shirt that just is ill-fitting because it's poorly made, and that's, you know, why it's $10, because it's like, you know, remainder. It's like whatever, but I think it's hilarious, and I'll see how long I can wear it before it literally falls apart, because it's probably really cheaply made and gonna just crumble to bits eventually. I don't know why it was only $10, except that it's really, like, poor fitting and everything. Because everything else in this clothing shop, they had all these cool old t-shirts and stuff, and they were all like $40 to $50 a piece, and I'm just like, what? No. And if this had been $40 to $50, I certainly wouldn't have bought it. But it was $10, so fine. Also, I have not seen a movie this week. I did not use MoviePass this time around. I was tempted to go see Battle of the Sexes, because, like, I'd literally seen the trailer for it at, like, every other movie I've seen for the past couple of weeks, so I almost feel like I've seen it anyway, but, I was like, oh, I could go see that. The problem is that, it's 2 hours long, and I was like, ugh. Like, if it was, like, 90 minutes, I'd be like, okay, sure. But it's, like, 121, and I'm just like, because I feel like there's, like, 3 levels of movies here. Like, there's the movies I would obviously have gone and paid money to go see. So, like, for Thor and Justice League, I would pay money to see those. So I will happily, you know, use my MoviePass and get them for cheap. Or free. And then there's the next level of movies, like the new Blade Runner, or that Geostorm disaster movie that's coming out in a few weeks. My husband really wants to see that. I'm like, I'll go see it, because I'm like, okay, fine, but I'll be very happy that it won't cost me anything, because I'll use my MoviePass. But I wouldn't necessarily be, like, eager to shell out $10 to $15 for that. But then there's these movies like Battle of the Sexes, where it's like, I would wait for, like, HBO or Netflix or something, but I wouldn't even, like, rent the disc from Netflix. I'd be like, I can wait 3 months for it to come up on streaming, it's fine. And it's sort of like, do I want to spend the 2 to 2.5 hours to go to the theater and sit there and watch it? Or would I just rather watch something on TV at home or play a video game? Those are the options. So, unfortunately, Battle of the Sexes falls into that third category of, meh, if I had time and I was sitting around the house with nothing else to do, I might go to the movies. But if not, I'm not going to make time to see it, if that makes any sense to you. But it's fine, because I have plenty of games to play. Oh, also about gaming, remember in a previous episode when I talked about how my memberships were coming up for renewal, and I had renewed my PlayStation Plus, but was letting my Xbox Live Gold slide because I wasn't using it. Like, I wasn't playing online anymore, and the Xbox Live Gold games were not anything I cared about, so there was really no point to it. And I had deleted my credit card, leaving only my old credit card, which doesn't even exist anymore. So I got an email that was like, okay, we've, just so you know, we've, renewed your membership for another year of Xbox Live Gold, and we've charged your credit card. And I was just like, how did you charge my credit card? That credit card doesn't, it's not even like the expiration date is off. Like, it doesn't exist. So I go to the Microsoft website, and I'm like, cancel my Xbox Live Gold membership. And they basically were like, are you sure you want to cancel? You've already paid for it. And I'm like, what? No. Like, I didn't pay for it. How did you charge me? Like, I'm freaking out. I'm like, what's going on? So I ended up having to go into customer service and, like, chatting, first with a bot, and then I was just like, okay, you're of no help to me. I need to speak to an actual person. And I was like, I need to talk to a person. And they're like, we're getting you an operator right now. And I chatted with somebody, and basically what happened was she checked it and was like, oh, okay, they're trying to charge my card, and it's not working because the card doesn't exist. So I'm assuming, like, a week later I would have gotten an email that said, we were unable to charge your credit card. If you don't want to lose your Xbox Live Gold, give us a proper credit card right now and renew. And I'm just like, no, I want to cancel. And she's like, that's fine. So I canceled it. So no more Xbox Live Gold. And of course then they're like, I see news articles online and they're like, here's the new Xbox Live games with Gold for October. And I'm like, oh, watch there be something like really good that I want to play. And there's not, because there never is. It's very rare that Xbox has something good that I want to play. Not that PlayStation Plus has that much. Like, this month's PlayStation Plus is like the new Metal Gear game, and I'm just like not a big Metal Gear fan, so it's the kind of thing that I might download and try, just to try, but I don't expect I would enjoy it, so I might not. I don't know, we'll see. But PlayStation Plus tends to have more games that I've actually be interested in playing as opposed to the Xbox games. So Xbox Live Gold is no more. Thank goodness. But I am still playing for PlayStation Plus because, not that I play online, but I like having the free games and this online storage space and all that. It also lets me update. If you have PlayStation Plus, it'll automatically update things. The problem is that because of my PlayStation VR, I can't leave my PlayStation connected to the internet when it's off, because for whatever reason, then it doesn't shut off, and the VR power thing stays on, and it's noisy, and it won't shut off, and it's like super irritating. So I can't actually leave it connected to the internet while it's off, which is annoying. But what are you going to do? But I have plenty of games, so I don't need Metal Gear. I did actually buy a new game this week. I know that everybody else is all talking about Golf Story on the Switch. It's like this RPG with golfing. And it sounds really cute, and I think I would actually enjoy it. But, sorry, there's a new Picross game. So I bought Picross S instead. It's by the same company that made all of the Picross games for the 3DS, and I have all of those, and I love all of those. So, of course I was going to get Picross on my Switch. Like, why wouldn't you? And it's perfect. It's just like on the 3DS. It's like something you just download it and you have it. So when you just have like a little bit of time and you're like, you know what? I've got like 5-10 minutes. I'm just going to play a little Picross instead of like something more intensive like Miitopia or whatever. Although Miitopia can be played in little bursts too, so whatever. But you know what I mean. Like a proper game. So I was initially a little irritated with Picross S because I missed the touchscreen controls. And I even went in the options looking, and they don't exist. And then I realized that it makes no sense to have touchscreen controls on the Switch. Because while, yeah, if you're playing on the TV, no, you can't have touchscreen controls. But playing on the tablet, I'm like, why can't I just tap the boxes and let them do what I want? But then I realized that that worked on the 3DS, because you can hold the 3DS with one hand and using the stylus, and you can use your thumb on the directional pad to toggle between I'm going to fill in a space or I'm going to mark an X in a space, and you can go doot 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 doot, you know, and that worked because you can hold that with one hand. The switch is much longer, and like you can't hold that with one hand and tap. I mean, you could put it in your lap, but that's like not super convenient and comfortable. So I get it. So it took me a little while to get used to using, you know, the directional pad and the buttons to mark them up, but it's fine, and I got used to it pretty quickly. You know, I don't miss the touchscreen controls anymore. And there's like 150 puzzles. There's also then Mega Picross puzzles, which I've never liked the Mega Picross because I can wrap my brain around the general concept of Picross, but the Mega Picross, I can't. I've tried, and I can usually do like the first couple, but then it's too much for my brain to handle, and I can't wrap my brain around it, so I can't really solve those. They're too difficult. So every time I've bought one of these on the 3DS, I do the Picross. I'll do the Micross, where it's like, here's a Picross puzzle, and they break it up into like 6 different sections, and you do all the little sections separately, and then it makes one big giant picture. That's fine. But then there's the Mega Picross section where the first couple of Picross games I would try it, get a couple in, and then just get completely befuddled, be like, I don't get it, how is this 3, I don't understand, and then I would give up. So then with the later Picross games, because I feel like there were like 6 or 7 of those on the 3DS, and I have them all, and the later ones I was just like, yeah, we're not even gonna waste time on that, we're good, thank you. I don't even open that section anymore. So yeah, everybody enjoy your golf story, I'm enjoying my Picross. The other thing is that I have been playing the hell out of No Man's Sky still. I have not made any progress in Infamous Second Son because I can't stop playing No Man's Sky. Because it's so good. And also, like I mentioned last week, I've been working on the story mode. And one of the things I forgot to mention last week was, as part of the story, you activate a portal and go through it. And I was like, oh my god, this is amazing. But then you go through the portal, and the world on the other side of the portal was like kind of this terrifying barren wasteland with these like floating rock formations that were like dissolving up into the sky, and it was like, holy crap, this is kind of a scary world. And my ship wasn't there, and I was like, what's happening? This is not good. But then it disappears and you're back on the planet where you started, and I'm like, oh, it was just like a vision. I guess you're not really supposed to want to go through the portals because there would be something terrifying on the other end. So that was super cool. And I, last week, also was trying to build the Mind Arc device in order to progress the story, but in order to build that, I had to build these other components, and then to build those components, I needed all these ingredients, and I was like, oh my god, this is going to take forever. It ended up not taking forever, it was fine. And it also allowed me to do some extra exploring, which is what I love to do in No Man's Sky, because I needed, like, cactus flesh, and I found everything but the cactus flesh, and I'm like, I need a desert planet. So I basically warped to a system, scan around, nope, no desert planet. Warp to a new system, scan around, there's a desert planet, and I would go get my cactus flesh, which was really, like, it sounds like you need a lot of ingredients, but you get a lot in each thing. Like, you pick one cactus flesh and you get like 100 or 50 or something, so it's like, oh, we're fine then. You pick like 3 and you're good to go. And then you can just, like, you know, warp back. You can go to the space station and teleport back to the system where you're supposed to be to progress the story. So it's fine, you can explore your way around, and then if you want to progress the story, you simply just teleport back to where you need to be. Also, in exploring around, finding ingredients, I found a lovely tropical planet. It's not as lovely as what my original base planet used to be, but it was good enough that I was like, you know what? Because the Atlas Rises update turned my old base into a barren wasteland, and I hate it, and anytime I had to go back to my base and do something, it was horrible because there's nothing on that planet, and I'd have to go to another planet, and all the planets in that system were so far apart, it took forever, and I'm just like, this is tedious and annoying, and no. So, I decided this is a lovely planet, it's a nice system, it's not too bad, I'm going to build a new base here. So I claimed that as my new base, and basically it dismantles your old base, and you get like the ingredients for all of the stuff, like the iron and the zinc and the whatever that you used to make the pieces of your old base. So I basically just reconstructed a new base on this nice green planet, and I've built new stations for all my people. I've had to go and recruit new people to work for me because my people didn't transfer over. And then the other thing is that because of the Atlas Rises update, certain things are new. Like, you need the scientist to teach you how to build things so that you can then make that mind arc. You know, I needed him to teach me how to make a circuit board, and I needed him to teach me how to make living glass. And so you had to do him a bunch of favors in order to get those recipes. And your construction gek is going to be like, okay, here, make this, I'll teach you how to make this and that and the other thing, and I'll teach you how to make a landing pad and all that sort of thing. So there's like new things for them to do. However, you know, the farming and the armory, like, those are like whatever. Like, I've learned those, there's nothing new there. So it's super irritating though, because in the mission log on the pause screen, like, in the menu, there's a list of the missions that you can do, and there's frickin' go talk to your armorer, go talk to your farmer. And I'm like, if I do that, they just say, they say, oh, I should leave him alone. Even if I activate the mission and then go talk to them, nothing happens, because I've learned everything I need to learn from them. That's it, we're done. So it's super annoying that, like, the game is trying to tell me, okay, do this. It's also super annoying because sometimes I'll learn a recipe for something, and then it keeps popping up in the corner of the screen as like an active mission. They're like, make this. You just need like 10 more plutonium and you can make this. And I'm just like, I don't want to make that. And sometimes I just make it and then dismantle it just so it'll stop flashing on the screen. It's super irritating. Like, don't make that a mission. It's just an add-on for my weapon or my ship or something. Like, don't make me make it, you know? It's annoying. So, but I'm super enjoying it. I mean, those little annoying things aside, because of the update, certain things are not quite right. But I have a nice new base. I'm progressing nicely in the story. And I actually like the story. The story's kind of interesting, which I'm surprised at because it takes... I get distracted by the exploring and everything, so it's like, sometimes it's like days or a week between story points. So I like the fact that I'm still kind of intrigued by this storyline, even though there's no... it's not happening all at once. Like, even with these long gaps in between story points, I'm still intrigued by it. So that's helpful. And I did make a new... there is one more new thing that I can do at my base. I made an exocraft station, and I did actually hire someone to work the exocraft terminal, but I've not actually been back to my base. I've been doing the story. I haven't been back to my base to be distracted by making an exocraft because I don't really care about that. Because every time I think about the exocraft, I think of the Mako from Mass Effect, which, depending on the game you're playing, was anywhere from mildly irritating to super crazy annoying, depending on which Mass Effect game you were playing. So I'm in no hurry to make an exocraft. It's like busy work, and I don't need that busy work, because I have plenty of other busy work going on with the main story mission, so that keeps making me build things that I don't have the ingredients for, so I've got to go off and do that. But on the plus side, like I said, as I go off to do all this, I'm exploring new planets and discovering new things, and so that's super fun. And that's the whole point of the game. So, like I said before, they didn't need to add all this story stuff into the game, because I enjoyed No Man's Sky from the start. I was perfectly happy to just explore the universe. That's plenty of game for me. And the story kind of distracts from that. So it's basically trying to find the correct balance between doing the story while still exploring, and keeping that even, and then I'm staying happy. But I really should get back into Infamous. I got a good chunk into it, but I got back into No Man's Sky because of the update. So I should at least play Infamous to the point where they give you new powers and screw everything up like they did in the last one. I don't know that that's coming, I'm just assuming, because that's what happened in the last game. So I should at least play to that point, and then I can quit. I mean, I didn't pay for it technically. It's a free plus game, so whatever. But I am paying $60 a year so that I can get these free games, so I need to enjoy as many as possible. Just like my $10 movie pass, I need to enjoy as many movies as possible. But I've already seen like 3 movies with it, so I don't need to see something I don't really care about. So anyway, that's it for this week, and I will see you back here again for more gaming. There's actually a PSVR game that I have downloaded that I should probably ought to try. So come back next week, and I'll talk about that, hopefully. Unless I can't tear myself away from No Man's Sky, which is entirely possible. Bye!